17th and 135 asked drivers to go online and share stories of being racially profiled. It was put up by the Racial Profiling Advisory Board of Wichita. Sheila Officer is the chair of the RPAB, says they have three goals: to spread awareness of racial profiling, to get accurate data, and to help local law enforcement fund solutions. She says the number of racial profiling complaints against Wichita police does not square up with what the community is telling us, end quote. You can learn more about the Billboard and the organization behind it. Again, that website, racialprofilingwichitaks.com. It will be up until July 1st.